It's Friday afternoon. You open your inbox. A new regulatory update has just landed. A 200-page draft document from a regulatory authority, full of annexes, clauses, and fine print. It touches labeling, allergen declarations, nutritional claims, rules that cover several of your product lines. In the subject line, gap analysis needed by Monday. Your heart sinks. Traditionally, this means download PDFs, scroll, highlight, copy, compare, compile notes, maybe a whole weekend of work. Now imagine something different. You open your AI assistant. You type a question. A few minutes later, while you sip your coffee, you receive a structured summary. Key regulatory changes, the clauses you need to review, a product impact list, and a draft action plan with bullet points. This isn't science fiction. This is modern regulatory research, powered by generative AI. In this video, you'll see how AI transforms chaotic regulatory updates into tractable action items. Compliance professionals are used to keyword searches, opening dozens of links, toggling between tabs, trying to find that one clause buried far down in a regulation. It's slow, it's error-prone, it's draining. With generative AI, the paradigm changes. Instead of search results, you get answers. Instead of links, you get summaries. Instead of uncertain interpretation, you get structured outputs, often with citations or references. Ask your assistant, list all mandatory labeling requirements for pre-packed foods under Regulation X with article numbers, and you get back a concise, compliance-ready checklist. That shift, from search to answer, turns regulatory research into a workflow, structured, efficient, repeatable. But not all AI queries are equal. The key lies in how you ask. In compliance work, prompt design matters deeply. First, define the scope. Mention the jurisdiction, name the regulation, add the date. For example, EU Regulation 1169 from 2011, as of December 2025. That ensures the AI does not rely on outdated or irrelevant sources. Second, constrain the sources. Don't let the AI roam freely across the internet. Ask it to use only official or public repositories, EUR-LEX, regulatory authority portals, recognized standards bodies. This approach is called source-constrained prompting. It improves reliability. Third, ask for structure and clarity. Request article numbers, section titles, URL references. Ask for output as a checklist, a table, or a summary with headings. Finally, ask for nuance. Highlight any clauses with ambiguous wording or that might vary by member, state, or market. That helps you anticipate gray areas before they become compliance problems. By designing your prompt well, you transform AI from a general-purpose text generator into a disciplined regulatory research assistant. Let's walk through some concrete examples, the kind of tasks you already do, but now done faster, cleaner, smarter. First, imagine summarizing a regulation and extracting obligations. You prompt, summarize name X regulations labeling requirements for pre-packed foods. List mandatory elements with article numbers. Instantly, you get a compliance-ready checklist. Food name, ingredients list, allergen declaration, net quantity, origin, nutrition facts, storage instructions, all referenced properly. Instead of a full day's work, you have actionable output in minutes. Second, a cross-jurisdiction comparison. You're exporting to multiple markets, each with different rules. Ask the AI, compare the 2025 version of Regulation A with Regulation B, and list differences in allergen labeling, nutrition requirements, and claim restrictions. You get a side-by-side table. Now you know exactly where your products need label adjustments for each market, instantly. Third, internal SOP gap analysis. Maybe your company's allergen control SOP hasn't been updated since 2022. Paste your SOP text prompt. Compare this SOP with the latest regulation requirements and highlight missing or inconsistent clauses. The AI returns a list of gaps: traceability, cleaning frequency, allergen declaration, raw material checks, along with suggestions. You save hours of manual review and spot things you might have missed. Fourth, documentation summaries or training content. Need to brief a team? Ask the AI. Transform this standard into a 10-slide training outline for operators in plain language. You get a draft ready for adaptation. These are not futuristic use cases. They are daily tasks made smoother. They allow you to focus on judgment, not on copy-pasting, not on formatting, not on sifting through hundreds of pages. Regulation isn't always neat PDFs. Sometimes it's scanned documents, tables, annexes, lab reports, packaging artwork. And compliance isn't only about reading, it's about verifying. Modern AI tools are rising to the challenge. They are multimodal. They can handle not only text, but images, tables, charts, scanned documents. Imagine uploading a packaging label image and asking, "List all mandatory EU labeling elements. Highlight what's missing or ambiguous." The AI reads the text via OCR, analyses layout, compares with regulatory text, and returns a compliance-ready report. That's a major advance in label pre-compliance checks. Or upload a lab result table. Ask the tool to flag deviations, summarize trends, highlight outliers. Instead of manual data entry or spreadsheet juggling, you get instant insight. With multimodal AI, regulatory research becomes document research, data research, label review, all in one. For any compliance professional, QA, RA, labeling, quality control. This means efficiency and safety. Picture this. You have a folder on your server full of company documents, old SOPs, audit reports, supplier specifications, internal policies, historical non-conformity records, archived correspondence, even scanned PDFs of older regulations and guidelines. Normally, that folder is, well, nothing more than a dusty archive. You open it only when someone asks, "Do we have a procedure for this?" Or, "Was there a recall on this ingredient before?" Or, "What was the corrective action last time we saw this non-conformity?" Now imagine something different. You feed all those documents into an AI assistant designed to use RAG, Retrieval-Augmented Generation. What does that mean? It means the AI doesn't rely only on its generic training data, public internet, dated regulation dumps, etc. Instead, it uses your documents as its knowledge base. So when you ask, "Show me all previous non-conformities related to allergen mislabeling in the last 5 years and list how we resolved them," the AI searches your archive for matching reports, reads the PDF, even scanned ones, or text files, extracts relevant incidents, dates, root causes, corrective actions, compiles a clear, structured timeline with summary, references to original documents, just like magic, but concrete, potent, internal. This combination, AI plus your data, unlocks 3 major breakthroughs for compliance. 1. Institutional memory becomes accessible, not hidden. No more rummaging through folders or hoping someone remembers. The AI remembers, summarizes, and presents instantly. 2. Regulatory changes trigger rapid internal review. Imagine a new regulatory update. You upload the update, you ask, Which of our existing SOP that are attached might need change? Which product lines are impacted? The AI reviews your SOP library, cross-references with the new rule, flags potential gaps, in minutes what would otherwise take days. 3. Consistent, reproducible outputs, even on complex or old data. Historical documents may be inconsistent, different formats, scanned PDF, translated texts, legacy naming. Humans often miss details when searching manually. AI with RAG sees patterns and retrieves info regardless of format, giving you a consistent, accurate summary. Why RAG plus AI is unlike anything before, you might ask? But isn't that just a fancy search? Not at all. Traditional search tools are limited by keywords and formats. They may miss relevant documents if you use slightly different wording. They don't summarize or interpret. They just link. RAG-enabled AI, by contrast, understands language. It can match based on meaning, not just keywords. Extracts relevant passages across documents. Synthesizes across sources. If 3 different reports mention allergen mislabel, it can consolidate into one unified timeline. Generates human-readable summaries, tables, risk lists, dashboards. For compliance, where context, traceability, audit trails, and consistency matter. This is transformational. Practical example, live Q&A with your archive. Imagine this simple conversation with your AI assistant. Show me every incident over the past decade where chocolate product batches failed labeling or allergen compliance, and list how we resolved each case, including dates, corrective actions, and follow-up result. Within moments, you get an answer. A table with 12 incidents, batch numbers, product names, nature of non-conformity, root cause, for example, supplier mislabel, packaging error, misinterpretation of regulation, corrective action taken, date resolved, notes on customer complaints or recalls. Then you type, based on those incidents, draft an updated allergen control SOP that covers supplier approval, packaging verification, label copy review, and final QC steps. AI returns a full draft SOP, integrated with lessons from past cases. A living document informed by history, regulation, and real mistakes. That's the power of combining internal data, AI, and RAG. You get institutional memory, generative drafting, and compliance foresight all in one. Why this scene matters for compliance teams in the next decade. Because regulations, supply chains, products, audits, they accumulate over years. Compliance isn't static. It's a growing labyrinth of documents, data, history, exceptions. Traditional methods, manual review, archive digging, spreadsheets, no longer scale. RAG-enabled AI gives you a living, searchable, generative compliance brain. It turns your historic paperwork pile into strategic insight. It turns audit chaos into traceable knowledge. It turns regulatory updates into actionable plans. If you want to surf the AI wave properly, you need tools that don't just read the internet. You need tools that read you. And that's exactly what RAG lets you do. By now, you've seen how AI can read, write, and reason, and how feeding it your own documents using RAG unlocks incredible value. But what if you could go one step further? What if you could design an AI assistant that thinks like your team, speaks your language, knows your workflows, and remembers your preferences? That's what a custom GPT is for. A custom GPT is like your own private AI co-pilot, built not just on public knowledge, but on your expertise. Here's what makes it different. You don't need to code, you just need to configure. You give the AI the documents it should know, regulations, internal SOP, customer specs, audit checklists, training slides. The tone it should use, professional, informal, simplified for training. The structure you want. Use our SOP template. Always start responses with a summary. Provide bullet points before full explanations. And the guardrails. What it should avoid. When to say, I don't know. How to flag uncertain answers. In minutes, you've created a custom compliance assistant, not a generic chatbot. Real-world use cases, where custom a GPT shines. Let's say you run quality assurance for a global food company. You want to standardize how your team responds to non-conformities. So you build a custom GPT called NCR Assistant. You upload your company's root cause categories, your CAPA template, 20 examples of past non-conformities and responses. Now when a site enters a new deviation, they don't start from scratch. They tell the assistant what happened, and it generates a pre-filled NCR form, tailored to your system, not generic best practice. That's time saved. That's consistency increased. That's audit readiness built in. Or imagine training new suppliers. You upload your supplier approval policy, relevant GFSI scheme rules, and your onboarding checklist. Now your custom GPT can act as an onboarding coach, explaining each step, answering FAQ, even simulating what a real audit would ask. And because it's trained on your actual documents, the answers match your expectations, not vague generalities, complex or repetitive. That's when it's worth it. So when does building a custom GPT really pay off? 1. Repetitive workflows. Tasks like SOP drafting, non-conformity documentation, internal audits, and label checks happen again and again. Once you've set up a GPT that follows your format and tone, the time savings multiply. 2. Complex decision support. When a task involves many layers, like mapping regulations to processes or responding to international customer requirements, a custom GPT can help guide junior staff while still embedding senior expertise. 3. Rare but high-stakes scenarios. Maybe you rarely do crisis management or recalls, but when they happen, speed and clarity are critical. You can create a GPT trained on your recall procedures, press release templates, and regulatory notification checklists, ready to deploy under pressure. You're not just using AI, you're transferring expertise. This is what makes a custom GPT so powerful. They don't just scale documents, they scale judgment. You are teaching the AI how you would approach a problem and baking that into every response it generates. You're preserving your team's best practices and making them accessible across borders, shifts, and experience levels. And when staff change, the knowledge stays. Some practical advice before you build. Before you rush to create a GPT for everything, remember, start with one task. Pick a repetitive process with clear inputs and outputs. Build, test, refine. Stay transparent. Make it clear this is a tool, not a replacement for human review or sign-off. Keep it updated. If you change your SOP template or regulatory interpretation, update the GPT too. Use versioning. Give each assistant a name, a version, and document who created it, when, and how it's used. Treat it like a controlled document. A custom GPT is a powerful personal assistant, but like any good compliance tool, they work best when managed well. Where this all leads. Once you've built your first custom GPT, something shifts. You stop seeing AI as just a tool you query. You start seeing it as a team member you've trained. And the moment you realize you can embed your company's knowledge into a living, evolving assistant, that's when AI stops feeling like a threat and starts becoming a strategic advantage. If you're ready to bring AI into your compliance work, here's a practical, low-risk roadmap. Begin with non-critical tasks. Summarize public regulations. Compare label requirements. Draft internal checklists. Use a public or enterprise AI platform that suits your privacy needs. Always prompt with structure. Define jurisdiction, list sources, request citations, specify output format. Use source-constrained prompting. Treat AI output as draft, never final. Cross-check against original documents. Save the prompt and the answer. Archive versions. Document who reviewed and when. Start integrating AI into your company's quality management system as a support tool, not a replacement. Draft an internal policy on AI use. Tasks allowed, review procedures, data handling practices, confidentiality rules. Train your team, make everyone aware of AI's strengths and limits. Encourage good prompt practices. Periodically audit AI-assisted outputs. Slow rollout. Controlled change. Consistent quality. The food industry is under pressure. Paperwork piles up. Regulations keep changing. Deadlines loom. Compliance demands don't pause. People work late nights. Teams burn out. Mistakes slip through the cracks. Risk increases to food safety, to consumer trust, to business stability. Into that chaos, generative AI arrives, but not as a magic wand. As an amplifier, AI won't replace expertise. It will multiply it. It transforms complexity into clarity, overload into insight, chaos into structure. For compliance professionals, QA managers, RA specialists, audit teams, labeling experts, AI isn't a threat. It's a strategic force multiplier, but only when used wisely, ethically, responsibly. The rules of the game are changing, and with them, the skills you'll need to thrive. First, prompt literacy, the ability to ask the right questions, to craft prompts that nail the jurisdiction, context, format, scope. Because a small change in the way you ask can yield completely different answers. Second, knowledge transfer. The capacity to distill your own expertise, your internal procedures, lessons learned, past deviations, audit history, into the AI. To build custom assistants that reflect how you work, not how generic tools think others should work. Third, critical thinking. Even the smartest models hallucinate. They may misquote a clause, misread a table, misunderstand local nuance. You must remain the gatekeeper. Review, verify, decide. If you learn those skills, you don't just survive the AI wave, you ride it. Because AI isn't just a tool for single tasks. It's a prompt to rethink how we work all together. Look at your daily workload, every specification review, every label check, every SOP draft, every audit report, every supplier evaluation. Ask yourself, could this be done more efficiently with AI, without losing quality? Maybe even improving consistency? In many cases, the answer will be yes. But to decide when and how to use AI reliably, you must understand its strengths and its limits. As a company, this calls for a broader reflection. And here's something we can't afford to ignore. If AI is this fast, this capable, and this transformative, then someone will use it to gain an edge. If you and your company don't pause to reflect, to reassess how work gets done, to learn how to use these tools, and to adapt your processes accordingly, others will. Other professionals will become dramatically more productive. Other companies will lower costs, speed up compliance, and move faster. Startups will build new solutions on top of AI that bypass traditional methods entirely. Regulators will increase expectations because the tools now exist. The risk isn't just falling behind, it's becoming irrelevant while others move ahead. That's why learning how to prompt well, how to transfer your expertise to AI, how to critically review its output. These aren't optional skills. They're survival skills. This is the time to ask, Could this task be done better or faster with AI? Could this workflow be reimagined? Could our company cut costs or add value through smarter automation? Because the truth is, most tasks can be done better, faster, or at least differently, with AI. But only if we're willing to re-examine everything we do and how we do it. Make questions. Which tasks are repetitive and can be automated or supported by AI? Where does human judgment remain indispensable? What are the cost savings, not just in time, but in reduced errors, faster market response, fewer recalls? What parts of your compliance chain are most vulnerable to disruption? And where could you innovate before a startup does? Because this wave isn't just about adapting, it's about transforming. Generative AI gives you more than speed. It gives you agility, insight, consistency, and the chance to work smarter, not harder. So if you're ready to move from reactive compliance to proactive excellence, if you want to turn regulation sheets into dynamic living policies, audits into learning opportunities, labels into assured compliance, supplier dossiers into managed risks, then you now have a tool that can help you get there. But it all starts with a mindset, a willingness to question, to restructure workflows, to embrace new skills, to balance automation with oversight. Because at the end of the day, regulations demand two things: accuracy and accountability. AI can help you meet both, faster, smarter, more transparently. If you're ready, the future of compliance is yours to build.